I think the Affordable Care Act was important. It was incomplete, but it was a starter house on the path to a smarter, more rational healthcare system where we're not spending 6, 8, 10% more than other advanced countries for worse outcomes. I was extraordinarily proud of the Paris Accords because, look, I know we're an oil country, and we need American energy, and by the way, American energy production. You wouldn't always know it, but it went up every year I was president. And that whole suddenly America's like the biggest oil producer and the biggest that was me, people. I just want you to it's a little like, sometimes you go to Wall Street and folks be grumbling about anti-business. And I said, have you checked where your stocks were when I came into office, where they are now? What are you talking? What are you complaining about? Just say thank you, please. Because I want to raise your taxes a couple percent to make sure kids have a chance to go to school. But all those things, I really would put as secondary to a variation on what Jim said, which is Michelle and I and our girls, we came out intact. And what I mean by that is that the core values that we brought into the office, pretty homespun values, tell the truth, and try to see the other person's point of view, and treat people kindly and with respect, and work hard and think things through, and we were able to sustain that in a difficult environment for that to sustain. And not only did I not get indicted, nobody in my administration got indicted, which, by the way, was the only administration in modern history that can be said about. In fact, nobody came close to being indicted, partly because the people who joined us were there for the right reasons. We were there to serve, but I guess there's a larger point to that, and I'm in the process of writing right now. The first time I was in the Oval Office was actually after I'd been elected. I'd been to the White House, but I hadn't been to the Oval Office. I'd been there for several meetings. But the tradition is, shortly after the election, the current president invites his successor in. So, 43, he has me over. Laura's with Michelle. They could not be more gracious. And I have to make the point that they had set up a transition process that was flawless and generous and thoughtful, so that every member of 43's staff had made themselves available to the person who was going to be taking their place, and had prepared manuals and books about how things work. And because despite the political differences, which were real and significant, they recognized there was a value above those differences. And when I walked into the Oval Office, there's a reverence there for that office that is independent of you. And if you don't feel that, then you shouldn't be there. Because